What I would like to do is to introduce people to the simplest learning curve on casting a fly rod. Basically, you have built-in instruction and teacher's aid in just what you're doing with your hand. When the knuckles are pointing down, you're fishing. When you get ready to cast, you just rotate your hand to what we call the light switch. This is your casting position. You don't hesitate there. You just come up to the light switch and then push your thumb straight up in the air. When the back side of your thumb is straight up in the air, you're in the perfect position to make the back cast. You wait for the back cast to straighten out with a pregnant pause, and in order to get a good cadence, say to yourself something that's easy to remember. For me, it's "I love redheads." I love redheads, and then back down to the light switch with a flick. There's a little flick right at the bottom at the light switch, both going up and coming down. The casting stroke is a more up and down motion than a swing or a push-pull, and definitely not twisting the wrist. Knuckles down, no power, rotate to the light switch, stab the sky, I love a redhead, chop the chicken. You have to have a chopping motion, and the chopping motion and the stabbing motion put the fly line out in a nice tight loop off of the tip top of the rod. In order to practice your casting, you just basically have to practice this casting motion with your hand, up and down, up and down. With practice, you'll be able to cast a fly rod in no time at all. What you want to do is to take off 2 lengths of fly line, and if your rod's a 9-footer, that'll get you 18 feet of fly line out of the tip of the rod. Shake the rod back and forth, left to right, to get the line out instead of trying to cast it all. Strip the line off the reel, lock it under your trigger finger, waggle the rod tip left to right to clear the line. Make sure your line is locked. Rotate to the stab position, raise it up, chop it down. A roll cast does the same thing. With a roll cast, you raise the rod up to the 12 o'clock position and chop it forward. You want to have that little bit of a loop dropping behind the rod to make the roll cast work. The combination of the roll cast and the snap back with a proper presentation of the cast will allow you to clear your line and fly cast better. So review, knuckles down, no power, rotate to the light switch, stab the sky, I love a redhead, chop the chicken. Just as simple as that. Back and forth, nice practice. And with that, you'll be able to aim the cast with your thumb wherever you want the fly to go. Your back cast is nice and high, the fly clears the water on the back cast, and you'll have a nice dry fly without having to wave the rod back and forth 1,000 times. The fly in the water is going to catch more fish than the fly in the air. Knuckles down, no power, rotate the light switch, stab the sky, wait for the back cast, chop the chicken. If you're used to spin fishing, if you have extra line off the reel, as you cast, you let the line go and it'll go out. That's just what I wanted to review so people can learn how to cast a fly rod real quick. Stab and chop, not waving it around, not tennis, not badminton, not baseball. Keep a nice tight line, no extra motions. Stop, chop. Thank you. Nice rod you got.